Hi, welcome to this week's Fundraising Friday. This week we talk about how to make a stronger ask, whether we're talking about in a letter or in person when you're talking to an individual and asking them to support your organization. The tip is simple. Ask them for a specific dollar amount for a specific reason for your organization, and you are much more likely to get the gift. Now, I know what you're thinking, but what if I ask too low? But what if I ask too high? Getting a smaller dollar amount than they might be willing to give allows you to steward that donor and continue to get funding from them for years to come, assuming you continue to ask. When you ask too high, in general, people feel very honored. They feel very humbled that you think that they can make a gift of that size. And it's at that point when you start to discuss with them what their capacity is. Likewise, you shouldn't be asking someone for a gift until you have a pretty good idea of how much they can give and how much they're willing to give to your organization. If you aren't sure, you aren't ready. So how do you go about doing this? In a letter or in person, you want to say, will you make a donation of $25, which will help feed 20 kids for the next week? They know exactly what you're asking of them, and they know exactly how they're going to make a difference. The research suggests that if you give people too many choices, they throw their hands up and they say, I don't know, I can't decide. The easiest thing is to say no. So rather than saying, would you give 25 or maybe 50 or maybe 100 or maybe 150, stick with a single dollar amount and you'll find that you're raising more money in the long run. They can always give you more, and if they want to, they will. That's this week's Fundraising Friday tip. Thanks, and have a great weekend.